Welcome, Mealhouse team. We're excited to go through this week's meal with you. So for this week, we have, for the salad, we have roasted sweet potatoes, roasted onions, spinach. It has some toasted almonds, some pickled raisins, and then we also, for the dressing, it's an apple vinaigrette. So it's apple cider that's been cooked down, and then it has apple cider vinegar and a little bit of olive oil, and then also a little bit of pork belly to go on top if you want. And then the soup this week is potato broccoli with a roasted broccoli garnish. I think I would recommend this week for the salad to maybe serve it warm. You could serve it room temperature, or you could serve it cold, but I think it might be at its best if you serve it warm. So we'll show you how to do that today. So I'm going to show you first how to get the salad ready. So we're going to start, we can put your spinach into the bowl, and then you have your roasted sweet potatoes and your roasted onions. I would recommend sauteing them. If you have a nonstick pan, I would use that. It'll work best for the sweet potatoes and onions and also for the pork belly. If you don't, you can use a really good saute pan and just saute it really quickly. So I've got my pan warming up. We're going to throw our veg in. It doesn't have to be very long. I would give it maybe a minute just to warm up, just so that the outsides are warm. You kind of take the chill off. And then from there, you can throw it into the pan. Okay, so we've warmed our vegetables for maybe a minute. They don't have to be hot, but just like nice and warm. And then just go ahead and throw those over the top, and you can let that sit for just a little bit. We're going to use this same pan to sear the pork belly. Okay, so your pork belly's in there, one portion, one slice essentially per person. It doesn't need any extra salt and pepper. We've cooked it in a water bath or sous vide for 24 hours with a brine in there, maple syrup and some smoke and other good things. So you don't need to necessarily add any seasoning to it. And you want just like a medium heat to allow it to get nice and caramelized while the middle cooks. That'll probably take about anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. So we're a couple minutes into cooking the pork belly. I'm going to flip. You'll see that's what we're looking for, nice and golden brown. So if it's getting too dark, you can turn your heat down because you want to have enough time for it to caramelize on the outside or get crispy on the outside and still allow the middle to get heated. You can see that all that oil in there, I didn't put any oil in the pan. That's coming just from the pork belly itself. So with a nonstick pan, you don't need to add any extra oil. Okay, so we've got our warm vegetables. We've got our spinach. We're going to add a little bit of our apple dressing, however much you want. We'll toss that around. And that can go in to whatever container you're putting it in. And then if you are using the pork belly, you can go ahead and drop it right on the top. If you're not, you'll just skip this step. And then you can do the pickled raisins just kind of around. And same thing with your slivered almonds that are toasted. And you are good to go.